Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:51, and Pete Townsend with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be not too bad of a day today. It's going to be sunny with a high of 25. Tomorrow, more snow, maybe a couple of more inches because we need that.
With much needed snow.
With a high of 38. Although, I got to tell you, Saturday and Sunday, we're looking close to 50 degrees.
Oh,
which,
good.
Could be a nice little melt-off for us. It's 20. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
No, it's quite all right. Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
You need something steamy to watch? Here's 80 sexy shows you can watch on Netflix right now.
Okay, let me get a pen.
But they only give you one.
What?
Yeah. Well, this is the new prep service that we have.
Only one?
It doesn't prep you for anything.
No kidding.
You know what it preps you for? Disappointment. A middle-aged English professor feels like she's lost her spark until a new colleague enters the picture, leading to an unraveling of her life. A therapist and her husband open their relationship to revive their sex life, leading to unexpected complications. A period drama follows the aftermath of a brewing industry patriarch's death, with steamy scenes and full frontal nudity. I don't know if I want to see a period drama.
No, I believe that means it's set in a certain period of time.
Oh, I thought it only came out like the third week of the month.
No, new episodes every 3 weeks.
Right. Every 28 days, you'll drop a new episode. A raunchy dramedy set in the 1970s Thailand follows a dermatologist sparking a sexual awakening with uninhibited sex advice.
I love dermatology sex.
Was there like a meeting in Hollywood going, you know what, we've tapped almost every market of the drama, but we haven't tapped the dermatology sexiness.
That's a very sexy profession when you think about it.
Yeah.
Someone looking at people's skin and skin diseases. And
ooh,
that is hot.
Man, did you see that chick with pityriasis that came in the other day?
Man, this woman walked in here with the biggest set of lipomas I've ever seen.
Career-driven consultant and a young IT technician engage in flirtatious game that escalates dangerously. These are some of the... This is the problem with this prep service is they don't give you any information of what show I'm talking about for each one of those descriptions. They're just saying there's 80 new shows that have sexiness on them.
It didn't even tell you what the name of the show is?
Nope. Negative.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think that if you were going to talk about a show, the title is among one of the most important parts of it.
Now listen, we're going to do our own research here.
The hell we will.
So now I'm going to, instead of the rest of Hollywood Trash, I'm going to Google what those 80 TV shows are. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Let's see. During the season 29 premiere of The Voice, backup singer Jeremy Keith impressed the coaches with his performance of Freddie Jackson's You Are My Lady, earning a 3-chair turn. John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, and Adam Levine all vied for Keith to join their team, with Legend even offering to sing a duet with him. Despite the duet, Keith ultimately chose Levine as his coach, shocking Legend and leaving him heartbroken. I don't think John Legend really gives two shiznits about. All John Legend cares about is, does the check cash in the bank just like the rest of these people are at the end of the season?
Yes, well, the direct deposit clear.
The Maroon 5 frontman praised Keith as one of the best singers in the competition. The Voice airs Mondays on NBC. Beloved...
No, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to say anything about Kelly Clarkson or John Legend?
What's to say, really?
I don't know. When are people going to realize this is just entertainment and there's really no...
But it's more than that, Steve. It's a competition.
It's really
a competition for your entertainment eyeballs.
Beloved actor Robert Carradine, known for his roles in Revenge of the Nerds and Lizzie McGuire, has passed away at the age of 71 after a 20-year battle with bipolar disorder. Is that a deadly disease, or is that just something he was dealing with?
It's something he was dealing with. It's not deadly on its own. There's many things that many people have it. They can be medicated, and they can be okay.
His family shared his struggle to raise awareness for mental health. Yes, it was just weird the way they presented that, as if bipolar disorder was the cause of his death.
No, it sounded like suicide was the cause of his death.
Carradine leaves behind a legacy in the entertainment industry and survived by his children and brothers. Bipolar disorder affects millions worldwide and can be managed with proper treatment. This was David Carradine's brother, right?
You know, there's so many different Carradines. I don't know how they're all related to each other, but I think that's right.
All right.
I think it's a brother.
Tracy Morgan's mockumentary, The Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins, humorously references J-Lo and Ben Affleck's relationship in a recent episode. The character Monica expresses concerns about not wanting to be portrayed like Lopez in her documentary, to which the documentarian agrees. The episode playfully alludes to Lopez and Affleck's real-life relationship timeline, including their split in 2024. The Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins airs on NBC Mondays at 8 p.m. I can't tell you the last time I watched primetime television, other than the Super Bowl. And I fell asleep during that.
Sports is about it. Maybe local news, but by the time it's on, I've already seen all the local news stories.
I have had no interest in... You know what I watched the other night? Roadhouse.
Patrick Swayze Roadhouse?
Yeah, and I realized why it was such a horrible movie. It had a good premise to it, like you're bringing in the guy who can kick everybody's ass to straighten up a roadhouse. But it was an hour and 50 minutes too long. It could have been over in an hour and 5 minutes.
Ironically, I've been at a Texas Roadhouse where I felt the very same way.
Did you have to wait that long in order to get the payoff?
You know what it was? They were too busy singing "Happy Birthday" to everybody and moving that big saddle from table to table.
Yeah. So
I was done with my steak. I was ready for the check.
Yeah, but they didn't bring it, did they?
Took a while.
That's kind of like I was just going to compare that to something. Oh, so after I fell asleep at the end of it, and then I wake up and it's a Jake Gyllenhaal version of Roadhouse. Did you know that he made that?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's the
same exact thing.
Nobody can come up with any original ideas. You know what? Since Patrick Swayze's dead, let's get Jake Gyllenhaal to do it. Why not? Kim Kardashian was spotted stumbling out of a Beverly Hills juice bar on Tuesday.
Really?
Last week, after allegedly downing 3 turmeric enemas and a wheatgrass shot that went straight to her core.
Well, she must have something to say.
Oh my God, the last time something shot up inside of me and made me see colors was when Ray J launched his disappointment dart straight into my forgiveness chamber during that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but there was one night we ordered the chef's special from a place in Koreatown that doesn't exist on Yelp. That's the tongue punch bowl with a side of pork.
Yes.
I buttered her sin biscuit while she flossed my drive shaft with her shame noodles.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is we locked eyes under the glow of a lava lamp. When it was all over, she said, "Did you just unzip my sluttiness?" And I said, "No, I just rearranged your downstairs furniture." You know, Bax, it's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but if it starts moaning, that ain't water. How much more ridiculous can these things get?
No idea.
And that is your Hollywood trash on Rock 102.
I see.
This.com to learn more.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, remember back in 1891 when Dr. James Naismith finished off that basket full of peaches, grabbed the napkin, wiped his mouth, and threw the napkin away, thereby inventing the game of basketball? Boy, I sure do. And he did it right here in the city of Springfield. That was long before casinos, the Civic Center, Symphony Hall, or Bondi's Island was built. And yet, the same rancid stench of horse crap that has perfumed this city for years is now coming downstream from the other side of the river. According to reports, last November, the Basketball Hall of Fame was involved in secret discussions that involved moving the hoop hall tournaments out of Springfield and relocating them to Boston. These tournaments, which generate about $12 million in spending for the city of Springfield, were allegedly discussed between the guy that runs the place and the head of the Mass Convention Center Authority, Marcel Vernon Sr. Apparently, the Hall of Fame was concerned that Springfield lacked sufficient hotel space and playing facilities. While nothing ever came of those discussions, agreements were in place to keep these conversations private to prevent them from getting back to the city of Springfield, because that would have been a disastrous public relations nightmare. So, let's review what we're talking about here. You have the Basketball Hall of Fame, the birthplace of basketball, which already runs half its enshrinement events at Mohegan Sun. You tossed out the biggest charitable event in the city because you didn't have enough parking to accommodate all the retail space that currently sits empty. And now you wanted to move another popular event out of Springfield because it's just not roomy enough. Folks, the Basketball Hall of Fame has got so much free space it's starting to look like a Spirit Halloween location. Look, I don't know what the problem is, but it appears as though the Hall of Fame has commitment issues, and that in a perfect world, it would like to start seeing other people, because clearly they no longer find us attractive. By the way, there are 134 hotels in the greater Springfield area, many with turn-down service and a continental breakfast. Just saying. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, some guys got wardrobes, other guys got Carhartt workwear. Those are the guys that are really working for a living. Carhartt hoodies, every dude should own one, and they're available right now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock at 6:13, and Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
Going to be sunny today with a high of 25. Tomorrow, more snow, which is exactly what we need around here, and a high of 38. It's 20 in downtown Springfield. Well, you know, I've said for years that Hall of Fame in Springfield should just pick up and move the hell out of the city.
Well, they're already halfway there. And thankfully, Springfield is the birthplace of basketball, but, we're just a few short miles away from the world capital of basketball in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can see where there may be eyes traveling all over the place.
Well, this story out of Mass Live today. The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame secretly flirted last year with moving the Showcase Hoop Hall tournaments, which generate $11 to $12 million in spending, from Springfield to Boston. Nothing came of it, though. But the discussion is initiated by John L. DeLeva, where the L stands for Leavin' Springfield, bitches. President and CEO of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame are being assailed as inappropriate given the possible loss to Springfield. The Hall of Fame and Springfield College now have an agreement through 2028 with a 3-year option for the use of Blake Arena on campus for the events. Communications between DeLeva and former Massachusetts Convention Center Authority Executive Director Marcel Vernon Sr. were made public by the Contrarian Boston blog. The blog reported that DeLeva requested secrecy about the idea of relocating the events, not wanting a word of a possible hoop hall tournament move to get back to Springfield. Don't tell anybody.
Because that would be a public relations nightmare, and you know how we respond to those kinds of things.
There's other options that you have.
Well, I hope hopefully someone will produce a 6-point plan.
Yeah, listen, if you're looking to raise money, can't you just do an online donation? For his part, DeLeva said he was compelled to seek new options due to what he sees as an insufficient number of hotel rooms and available gyms for the events.
Now, I will say, and I mentioned this in the view from the couch, there are 134 hotels in the greater Springfield area, many with turn-down service and continental breakfast. If you can't find a hotel room during the Hoop Hall Classic, then you need to start looking elsewhere.
And are there not enough Planet Fitnesses around that we can't utilize some of these buildings?
Well, I can understand, and the story kind of goes into this a little bit. If this is just about facilities for basketball games, that's a discussion that should be happening publicly, not privately. Maybe there's a way to, use the construct a facility where you've got nothing but basketball courts. Or maybe somebody else in the city could potentially underwrite an initiative to build new facilities or get new basketball courts. But to have these things in secret, I mean, come on. What is the problem here? Because to me, it's more than just shh. Don't tell anybody, but you're not going to believe what we're thinking about doing.
Well, didn't they already do this when they moved the event to Mohegan Sun?
Yeah.
So they did that in secret too, right? It wasn't like a secret thing, and then all of a sudden, well, by the way, we're moving down to Mohegan Sun for
there was, things. To the best of my recollection, there was never any public discussion about the 10-year contract they had with Mohegan Sun to do almost 50% of their enshrinement ceremonies, in Connecticut. There was never any discussion or negotiation about that contract other than between the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fame board and Mohegan Sun. But that's a 10-year contract. And I don't know how much time is left on it, but, I wouldn't be surprised if it just goes over and renews itself.
DeLeva and Vernon met, DeLeva said Monday, at BYU-UConn men's basketball game at TD Garden in Boston on November 15th, sponsored by the Hall as part of its tip-off classic. Zimardo Delabato, Domo Arigato Zimaro Delabato, the Western Mass representative on the Convention Center Authority Board and Vice President and Chief of Staff at Western Mass Economic Development Council, said the board was not told of the meeting between DeLeva and Vernon. Word of the meeting got back to Springfield with predictable results. I'm very upset and extremely disappointed that anybody would be conducting secret talks to move any Basketball Hall of Fame events out of our city, the birthplace of basketball.
Who says this?
Mayor Dom Dom. He wrote in an emailed response to questions from the Republican on Monday, I can assure you that I will do everything within my power to ensure all these events remain in Springfield. I will be communicating with officials of the Basketball Hall of Fame to express my disappointment and concern. Wait, can we just cut them off financially and create another Hall of Fame? Like, didn't they do that with the NFL? Doesn't the NFL have two different Hall of Fames? Like, there's the Football Hall of Fame, and then there's the
no, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is still in Canton, but there's a College Football Hall of Fame, and by the way, the city is not fronting up the money for this.
No, but the city does give. Doesn't the city give money at like some sort of financial assistance to the Hall of Fame?
I would have to go back and look at how that was all written up, but I don't believe that the city of Springfield is paying anything. And if anything, I think the city is profiting off of all of their events.
Not for much longer, according to John DeLeva.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the problem is the secrecy. If you want to have, the Basketball Hall of Fame represented in Boston with certain events, I wouldn't have any problem with that. But let's have an open discussion about that before you just go, hey, let's, you have this clandestine meeting between, two factions, specifically stating, let's not tell anybody about this.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to go on.
DeLeva, speaking Monday, said people upset at the thought of losing the Hoop Hall events need to help address the two deficiencies that could have sent them to Boston, a lack of both hotel rooms and gyms for the basketball games, which are held each January over the MLK Jr. holiday break. Okay, then why wasn't that a public discussion then? That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're not holding – if this is an issue – that's a valid issue. We don't have enough facilities.
Okay. So what do you do about that?
You publicly bring it to the forefront and go, hey, what can we do about the lack of facilities around here? And then what you just said earlier about underwriting something and somebody else sponsoring something or a facility. But if you're holding those talks in secret, then you're not really helping anybody but yourself.
See, this is why I think the Hall of Fame lacks commitment issues. I think they no longer find us attractive. They want to start seeing other people.
Well, ever since
they're mixing a little bit, canoodling behind under the tables.
Ever since we met them on Bumble years ago,
right,
where it was their initiation to reach out.
Yes,
first.
And actually, it wasn't their initiation; it had to be mediated by a state representative.
The Junior Hoop Hall Classic for the 5th through 8th graders draws about 80 teams. The Hoop Hall Invitational High School Tournament is now up to 75 teams. The Hoop Hall Invitational High School Tournament draws about 1,400 players from 75 participating schools in New England, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Hoop Hall demand totally 1,200 players and produces the demand for 500 hotel room nights. We don't have enough hotel rooms around here.
Of course we do. That's the thing. We do. I mean, think about all the hotel space we have. MGM, the Hilton, the Marriott, the Sheraton. You have all the places that are in West Springfield across the river. You got the Hampton Inn in Springfield. You got all kinds of places. 134 hotels in the greater Springfield area. They may not all be able to stay in downtown, but there's enough space for everybody.
This January, for the first time, Hoopala Classic expanded to overflow sites at Western New England University and Dugan Academy to accommodate a record number of marquee matchups. DeLiva said the other tournaments staged games at high school and middle school gyms up and down the Pioneer Valley. Springfield College isn't the problem. That's Hoosiers. That's magical. The place rocks. That's what DeLiva said. Mm-hmm. But there are only a few auxiliary courts on the campus. It could be so much more, and it could be so much more efficient, he said. I'm not being selfish about that.
Okay.
But you know what? You got to wonder, if people are getting, I'm not accusing him of being on the take, but you have to wonder what kind of bribes are being offered going, hey, if you come out here to Boston, we'll give you X amount of dollars.
That's I don't know if bribe is the right term for that. That would be like a negotiated provision of a contract or an agreement. That's the kind of thing that would happen all the time. What doesn't happen all the time is the appalling lack of transparency.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's 240 rooms in MGM Springfield alone. Just in that one hotel. That would accommodate half of what you got. Now, that's not to say that MGM Springfield wouldn't be at top that would have a full vacancy during that weekend, but there's other places to go. All right, so to me that's a part of the argument that doesn't hold a whole lot of weight. If it's about facilities alone, okay, I can hear that. I can accept that. But let's try to do something about it. Let's try to talk about it rather than having this backdoor hush-hush, quiet little thing that just no one needs to know about.
He wants you to refocus on that. He doesn't want you to focus on the fact that he had the talks. He said, DeLiva said getting more courts should be the focus, not recrimination over the fact that he held these talks. The first thing you should have done is come to the public and say, hey, look, we're lack of facilities around here. We don't have enough basketball courts. Okay, fine. Let's see what we can do. And what's his name? Finn.
Mike Finn.
Yeah, he said such any call to action should have come loud and clear before DeLiva made a pitch to Boston.
Exactly the point. I mean, you know what actually has a lot of space in it. I'm surprised that there hasn't been discussions about that. A lot of space in the former Plan B Burger Bar and the Place to Be.
You know what? I'm really sick of these people with. Yeah, I know, right?
There's a lot of. A man could really stretch out in those places.
Yeah, why can't we turn the Plan B into a court, or knock out that weed facility and put in a basketball court in there? These people with money just blow my mind, and it comes down to greediness and wanting to. Because essentially it's about generating revenue.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
But even if it were just about revenue alone, there are ways to obtain revenue, and there are ways of doing it that don't amount to pushing it off and away from your home. Do you hear a lot of discussions in Cooperstown, New York, about this kind of thing? Do you hear a lot of discussions in Canton, Ohio? No, you don't. And you know why? Because they're committed to those towns, and they're smaller than Springfield. So to me, it's like, yeah, money plays a part in it, but there's also an arrogance about it that is shocking to me. And
it's an easier route to get the money by pitching yourself to a bunch of rich dudes, going, "Hey, how can we get it out here?" As opposed to going through the process of public.
I have no problem if the Hall of Fame wants to conduct some events in Boston, as long as they're funneling people back to Springfield to come to the Hall of Fame. That makes sense to me. I can understand that. What doesn't make sense to me is the silence about the going behind the city's back, not of having the city be a part of the discussion and a part of the conversation about, well, what can we do to make this great event that you put on every single year even better? What can we do to help accommodate where we're falling short? And that is a discussion that can't happen in public? I don't get that. Makes no sense. It's arrogant, and I don't like it.
Fire them all.
It's 626 in Rock 102.
For your business to grow, you need customers.
It's 628 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
What's his name? Liam. We'll have the forecast for you.
Hey, Triumph is coming to the Leader Bank Pavilion in Boston on June 4th. Apparently, that was discussed in private between certain factions in Boston and people here in Springfield. But Pat Kelly has tickets all week long. For details, go to rock102.com. Otherwise, listen to Pat every weekday afternoon this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets from Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
The Insult Comic Dog is coming to Boston?
No, the band Triumph, the Canadian trio.
Oh, who wants to see that?
What are you talking about?
I'd rather see Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog.
Yes, maybe Triumph can come into the studio because I think he would like it for him to poop on.
Poop on! Are you ready to laugh?
I am ready to laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you,
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
So a man goes to his proctologist.
Yeah.
Upon examination, the doctor feels a woody, elongated object. He slowly withdraws it and reserves that it's a rose.
A rose?
Yeah, he shakes his head and continues the exam again. He pulls out another and another. And by the end, he removes a dozen long-stemmed roses.
This is one of my favorite jokes, by the way.
It is one of mine, too. Fed up, the doctor says, "Okay, enough already. Get out of my office, you damn freak." And exasperated, the patient gasps and goes, "Are you going to read the damn card at least?"
That's really something.
You know, Marty ruined it last week because obviously these jokes are just like recycled and whatever. And then he gives the punchline like right away before I even get through the joke. And I go, what kind of comedian are you? As a comedian, you're supposed to let somebody, even if you've heard the joke 1,000 times, you're supposed to let the other person hear that in order so they don't, and this thing, I don't know why this thing just crapped out.
Don't worry about it.
But you're supposed to hear the punchline because there's always a chance that you might hear a different version of the joke.
Well, listen, it's Marty being a spoiler. That's all.
Mark this time, 6:30 on February 24th of 2026. Marty Caproni is a hack. Ta-da!
Here's your weapon.
6:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Shop at Jordan's Furniture now. It could all be free. Find out how at jordans.com. His local radio icon, Steve Nagle.
Rejoice! The state of emergency has been lifted in Massachusetts! That's right. Governor Maura Healey has lifted the state of emergency in western Massachusetts following the blizzard Sunday night into Monday. The state of emergency has been lifted in Berkshire, Hampden, Franklin, and Hampshire counties, but continues for all the other counties in the state.
I got to tell you, we got off easy.
That means two things.
I talked to my dad last night, and he lives in Attleboro. So it's like, right in the middle of all the thickets part of it. 32 inches they got. That's on top of the inches that were already on the ground.
I'm sure your dad's exaggerating just a little bit how many inches he got out there.
No.
Isn't he partially blind?
Yeah, but
how would he know?
Well, his wife can see, and I'm sure she's got a whole closet full of yardsticks.
I wouldn't trust a woman for measurements.
Actually, that would be the one I would trust the most.
The announcement was made in anticipation of the major snowstorm projected to bring heavy snowfall and wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour to the region. The storm was expected to create hazardous driving conditions and potentially cause power outage. Everything was closed, and rightfully so, yesterday. You know, the amount of people that I've seen on these forums, how come Ocean State Job Lot isn't open today? How come Dick's isn't open? Does anybody know? And obviously, when they're a state of emergency, the only thing that are open are like gas stations and grocery stores.
Yeah, right.
And they're running at a bare minimum of employees when they do that thing. And frankly, it's a state of emergency. If they're whether you agree with it or not, it's still part of the thing. It's to keep everybody off the damn roads.
I just want us to all self-reflect here for just a brief moment. In my lifetime, and I'm almost 60 years old, Steve, in my lifetime, I have never, ever gone to Ocean State Job Lot for an emergency.
I haven't even gone to the Ocean State for an emergency.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have an emergency situation, it's a gas station,
Yeah.
it's a grocery store, and maybe a hospital. But an Ocean State Job Lot and Dick's are not the two places I'm going in an emergency situation during a major nor'easter snowstorm.
But you see, Bax, it's not an emergency situation. It's people going, I'm home. I got nothing better to do. Let me go out to the store. No, it's not where you should be right now.
Because you see, the weather outside is frightful, but
And
inside,
the fire.
it's so delightful.
Yeah, but you're lighting a fire inside your house
Yeah, well,
without a chimney or a fireplace.
now is not the time to go to Dick's.
What is the obsession with people who feel like they're being wronged somehow by not having the store that will be open eventually tomorrow or the next day? How bad do you need sporting equipment during a snowstorm?
Listen,
Like maybe if you're getting snowshoes.
I know there's 36 inches of snow on the ground, but I need golf balls.
I don't know.
I need new golf shoes in an emergency situation. It's the only way I'll survive this storm.
It's the only way. I'm not going to get through unless I get my Patriots gear. They're on sale now because they lost the Super Bowl.
I was really hoping to buy some hockey Olympic stuff this week at Dick's.
Let's see. Western Massachusetts residents began cleaning up yesterday after the blizzard dropped nearly a foot of snow in some of the local communities. 8 inches of snow on the city of Springfield. The blizzard hit the region overnight Sunday and continued through Monday morning, yada, yada, yada. The storm hit the region. Oh, wait. They did this twice. So the blizzard hit the region overnight Sunday and continued through Monday morning, bringing strong wind gusts and hazardous conditions. This weather event comes only weeks after another major storm buried the area, leaving previous accumulation still on the ground. The storm hit the region overnight Sunday and continued into Monday morning.
Okay.
While the total accumulation in Springfield was less than the previous storm, the consistency of snow created more difficult conditions from the previous snowfall that was there. Why are we rewriting the same paragraph in a different way?
Because I think it bears repeating.
I don't think it does.
You don't think so?
No. Temperature levels meant the snow was wetter and heavier than the lighter powder seen in the earlier weeks.
You know what I noticed yesterday? Because I was on the social medias for a little bit yesterday, and I noticed there were a lot of people, particularly in the city of Springfield, who were complaining that their streets had not yet been plowed, as if this was the first time they've ever been through a snowstorm in Springfield in their lifetime.
I know.
In Springfield, you have to assume that if you live in a side street, not one of the major thoroughfares, you ain't getting plowed out for a couple of days still.
I always take the truth of everybody who posts on social media because that's the way it should be. And apparently Chicopee's not doing that well with their cleanup.
Could be.
Big giant mess over there.
Well, that might be.
Crystal Sertain, a Springfield resident, said the cleanup required a significant family effort.
A lot of shoveling. My kids are doing it and trying to dig the cars out. A lot of work, but it's just so pretty.
This sounds like that character from Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Wazowski, garbage shovel.
Garbage shovel. Look how pretty the snow is.
I don't know if this woman sounds like that. I'm just
I know.
adding my own. It's theater of the mind is what we do here. Other neighbors noted that the physical toll of the cleanup was higher due to the moisture content of the snow. Springfield resident Alan Walker said the weight of the snow made the work move slowly. It's the kind that sticks to the shovel, so every shovelful weighs like 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he sounds like that either, but he continued to say, "It's not my favorite kind of snow. The last snow was much lighter," Walker said as he worked to clear his property Monday evening.
You've made this poor man sound like he spent the entire morning guzzling schnapps.
Well, isn't that what you do? I was telling you off the air about, do you have one of those plow guys who likes to get plowed while he's plowing? You can always tell those jokesters.
Yeah.
When you see the driveways plowed with snow and then there's mud on either side, that means they took a wrong turn or dropped the thing too low or whatever.
I always like after the thaw when you see like 6 feet of earth moved in the middle of your yard.
Well, I was very happy. I hired a plow guy because I was gone over the weekend at Mohegan, and then yesterday I just didn't feel like doing it, so I had the guy come back. And this guy's meticulous. Like he makes sure that he doesn't tear up your lawn.
Right.
And he does, and he puts the snow in a nice pile. That's the way it should be. Now, you take another guy who's been drinking natty ice the entire night long and then finally pulling into the second-to-last driveway he's got to do and just goes, F it. And then and then there's dirt. There's lawn figurines.
There's a mailbox.
Yeah, how did that St. Anthony statue get on top of that snow mound? I don't know. We found him, though. He was under the snow.
Well, thank you to the Fireball Express for clearing out my driveway.
Hello, Fireball. That's what he's playing in the thing. That's why all those nips are out in front of my house. What did I find on this? I found during the last snowstorm a can of Busch Light, clearly thrown out the window by somebody who was driving by.
Now that is an act of someone who just doesn't care. Not throwing the can of Busch Light out the window, but going to a liquor store and buying Busch Light.
Do you realize how many people are driving drunk like all day long? There's
quite a few.
Yeah, there's severe alcoholics out there that I've seen people in parking lots like drinking nips, like downing nips.
Oh, yeah.
At like 10:30 in the morning.
Listen, I know plenty of people that can't do anything outside the house without buying a brick full of Fireball, hits. They just can't. They can't operate.
But it's very unproductive. It doesn't get you a whole lot done.
No.
Yeah.
Not like, say, smoking dope on an interstate highway going 65 miles an hour.
That's perfectly fine.
That's another magic trick right there.
Well, at least you're not going that fast to kill anybody.
Okay.
I'm not encouraging you to
smoke
smoke dope and do that, but anyway, I'm glad we had this snow chat. Your Pioneer Valley forecast is going to be sunny with a high of 25. Tomorrow, more snow, like a couple inches, because we need that. A high of 38. 20 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:49 and the Beatles with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny today with a high of 25. Tomorrow, snow showers because we need more snow. High of 38, 20 right now in downtown Springfield.
This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, actually last week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, real great conversation with Happy Chichester, who joined me again. This is the second time he's been on. Got a brand new record coming out later this week called Test Time. It's his first in 12 years. But the guy's been busy doing a lot of other stuff, too, and he's an amazing songwriter, great guy, and you can hear that on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and the Rock 102 app. This week, my guest is Dutch writer and visual artist Betta A. She's involved in her second collaboration with Brian Eno called Slow Stories. Really cool stuff. That is available also. All brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
I am really... maybe I'm not surprised, but it is a little overwhelming to see how many people don't distinct entertainment from reality when you're watching like a video on Facebook or TikTok or whatever. Yesterday, I posted a video of a blizzard alert, and the blizzard alert was a joke that said, yeah, we're getting pounded with inches here. And I had these ice cubes that I made with this penis ice cube mold.
Sure.
They're little tiny little penises that it's pretty funny.
Little kids love it.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I do this, And the amount of people that comment going, you can't include us all New England because not all of New England got the storm.
Oh, my God.
And several people said that. And I'm like, did you even watch the video?
The answer to
know?
that, no, they didn't. They didn't, Steve. I don't know if how many of you people follow the TikToks or the Instagram reels or whatever, or post on your own. But if you look inside the information as far as like how long people stick around with the video, if you have a 30-second video and you get people watch for 10 seconds, that's a successful video. So they may not have seen the penis ice cube at the end of the video. So they may not even
at
realize.
the end. It's in the middle. It's right after the first 10 seconds of it.
Some people don't even last that long. They're sweeping up. They're not even knowing. But the idea that someone would take the time to make a comment to show specifically how little they have paid attention is remarkable to me.
I don't get it. I don't get the outrage, the faux outrage that people have about something.
I hear you.
That some people like I've seen because it's all rage bait that these like news stations put out.
Yes.
And they just put like a headline without giving you like any other thing of the story. And people don't even click on the link. They just automatically go into their, pre-written statements about whether your political beliefs or whatever, and it causes these arguments back and forth. And then you come to find out that half of those are fake. They're bots that are just, when they see triggered words like that, like when they see Trump or when they see
a hashtag
Clinton,
or something,
Democrats, whatever.
Right.
There's a bot that goes out there and starts spewing out stuff in order to keep the conversation going. Yeah, I don't. Stop falling for it. It's for all the things that we're finding out now, all of it has been staged. All of it has been staged to make you upset about something you shouldn't even be upset about.
It's hard to argue about that, but that is exactly what's happening.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Because everything is kind of everything is based on an algorithm that supports and validates what you already kind of believe, whether it's true or not.
It's based on an algorithm created by people to make you argue while they steal your money and have these whatever the hell they're doing with these sacrifices and these child pedo islands or whatever the hell they're doing.
Hey, here's a great idea. Yeah. I'm going to invent a Bitcoin, okay? And then that'll fund my cannibalism.
Yeah.
And while everyone's not paying attention to what I'm doing over here, I'm going to post a few inflammatory comments on X.
Yeah. Do you want a chick with a penis to go and ruin your bathroom experience?
Now, while you argue about that.
Yeah, while you argue about that, I'm going to take these kids down on a private jet to an island and traffic them.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
The more I read about this Epstein thing and all of these, they're not even conspiracies. And they're not theories. It's not conspiracy theories. They're just conspiracies. And it's all been to control us in a way while they get away with doing what they've been doing. And it's disgusting. It's unbelievable. And it's I don't even know how to describe it, and I don't even know why people even take them seriously anymore.
Well, and the more you read into it, and you wonder, well, how are these people even going to this island? Well, it's all kind of a manufactured type of predatory blackmail situation.
Yeah.
If they can get you going enough,
they get
and you see something crazy,
and then they take video of you. So then they have that video of you. So when you want a favor next time, you think all of this is all of this like dictator type stuff is happening because somebody's tough? No, it's because they have information on somebody else on how to coerce them into doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening all over the world, and there's no parties. It's not the left and right, the red and blue. That's all bullshit, isn't it? It's all of it.
Yeah.
And it's I don't understand how anybody even continues to support any of this.
We're
stuff.
a remarkably gullible species. We're willing to believe just about anything. Or not believe just about anything, depending on where we're getting it from.
I just I don't. How do you hold? When you're talking about laying down the law and being, we gotta do this and we gotta do that to make sure that our communities are safe. Meanwhile, there's human sacrifices going on.
I saw a story the other day about Prince Andrew. And the story wasn't so much about the arrest. It wasn't so much about all the things he was accused of and the photographic evidence and all these other things. The question was, do you think this is going to affect the line of succession of the royal family? Like, really? Is that the discussion you're having? It's like, do you think he could still become king?
Well, he's eighth in line anyway, so it's not. You'd have to really. But you're right.
That shouldn't be a part of the discussion. This guy's going nowhere.
This is like waving the keys in front of a toddler, going, "Hey, look over here! Look over here!" We're worried about the succession of the who gives a crap about the royal family?
It's 6:57 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, I'll be honest with you. Many years ago, when I endured that life-threatening bunion surgery on my left foot, I knew that my Olympic dreams would likely be compromised, and they were. Sadly, all the endless training and sacrifice had to be put on the back burner while I nursed my wounds and rebuilt my strength. But it never got me back on course to start training for the Olympics ever again. Unfortunately, not everybody has the ability to see the signs that lie before them, and that, my friends, is when problems happen. Yesterday, 41-year-old Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn posted on Instagram a detailed explanation of the extent of the knee injury she suffered at the start of the Olympics. As many of you know, Lindsey chose to participate in the game despite shredding her ACL just a few short weeks ago. Next thing you know, she shatters the leg 13 seconds after coming out of the gate. According to Lindsey, she not only suffered a severely broken tibia, she also suffered something called compartment syndrome, in which excess pressure builds up in the muscle, which restricts blood flow. And had it not been for a series of surgeries, she would have lost the leg. You know what else would have saved the leg? Not participating in the Olympics, especially after a shredded ACL, which typically takes 6 to 9 months to recover, not 6 to 9 days or weeks. Listen, not for nothing, but if you've been to the Olympics 5 times and you won 3 medals, including gold in 2010, you won world championships twice and countless other awards, that should be enough. But this is not your first leg injury. In fact, you've had lots of them with multiple surgeries, broken bones, ligaments ripped to shreds, and yet in spite of all the medical advice that suggested you stay home, you went to Italy anyway and nearly lost your leg in the process. I have to tell you, I would have hung up the skis with a stubbed toe or an ingrown toenail or athlete's foot, and I would have kept my leg without shattering it in a million pieces in front of the world. But that's just me. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
102 Springfield's classic rock. It's 7:10. And ZZ Top of Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
Sunny today with a high of 25. It is 20 right now in downtown Springfield. Are you ready for another round of Am I the A-hole?
Yes.
I'll save this one for last, but I'll do this one. You ready?
Yes.
Am I the a-hole for calling my coworker a psycho when she made fun of my height? This all spiraled out of control. I'm 5'6". I know I'm short. It's never bothered me. My parents are also short. My sisters are all shorter than me. People of my ethnic background tend to be shorter than average. I recently got married. My coworker is upset about this for some reason. She said she doesn't understand why someone would marry a man as short as I am. She eventually said that the short men shouldn't have kids because it's bad for the gene pool. I told her that it wasn't eugenics. I told her that it was eugenics. She said it isn't. I said it literally is. I told her that since a lot of my people are short, Is she saying we shouldn't exist, we shouldn't get married, and we shouldn't have kids? I was getting a little emotional, but I didn't raise my voice. She told me to calm down. I said she was the one acting like a psycho. I'm just living my life, and she's advocating to recreate the Nuremberg laws. She went to HR to complain about me calling her a psycho. HR asked me to think about my word choices in the future, but didn't document them.
What about her word choices?
Yeah.
She's the one who's aggressive here.
She started the whole thing.
Yeah.
She was documented for racial insensitivity, so she was reprimanded in some way. Most of our coworkers found out about what happened, and several on her side and said I have a fragile ego. I wasn't upset that she called me short, which is what people who think I'm in the wrong keep saying. I was upset she said I shouldn't have kids because of it. But still, calling her a psycho was a bridge too far in many people's minds.
I don't really have a problem with someone. Maybe psycho is a little strong, but you know what? After all the insulting that this person has done towards you, it seems to me that if you're looking at it from a scale perspective, they're way on the other end of being inappropriate than you.
Somebody brings up a good point. How was she not fired for that?
I don't know. Because to me, that's harassment.
I mean, psycho is a defense after somebody said something psycho. Like you shouldn't have children because you're so short.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't open your mouth because you're a psycho.
It sounds like this HR department doesn't really want to get involved in any kind of conflict.
That's exactly what it sounds like. An HR department that'd rather not be involved at all.
Yikes. My girlfriend, who's 28, won't cook for me. I'm 29. Am I the a-hole for thinking that she should? I know the title sounds bad, but I'll try to keep this short. I, 29 male, love to cook. It's my love language. I cook for my family and friends, and I love trying out new recipes. When my girlfriend and I first started dating, I would cook for her all the time, and she likes what I cook. She didn't cook meals for me in that time, but I guess I didn't really notice because I didn't see her every day. And when we did see each other, it wasn't always food-related. Like, we'd go out to the movies and stuff, not for dinner always. Or if it was a food date, we would often go out, or I would cook. We recently moved in together about a month ago, and I realized pretty quickly she never cooked anything for me. I would make enough dinner for both of us most nights, but when I didn't, she would make her own dinner. I initially thought maybe she didn't know how to cook, but she makes real dinners for herself when she does cook: salmon and rice with broccoli, Korean ground beef, and chili crisp pasta. What is chili crisp pasta?
Well, a chili crisp is kind of like a sauce. It's like chili flakes and oil. It's actually quite delicious.
Oh, I'd like to try that.
Yes, it's quite good.
I finally said, I ain't going to get it from her.
No.
I finally
She's hogging it all for herself.
I finally sat down with her a week ago and asked why she never made me dinner. She says she doesn't like cooking for others. I asked why couldn't she just make some extra alongside her own dinner. It's not like I'm asking her to make a completely different dinner. She said it's not about the extra work. She just doesn't like cooking for others. It sounds like a very Larry David type of thing.
Yeah, right. I'm an excellent cook. But I am only an excellent cook for myself.
I got a little upset and reminded her that I cook for her all the time, and that if she wasn't going to cook for me, then I wouldn't cook for her either. She simply looked at me and said okay and ended the conversation. So it's been about a week, and I'm sticking to what I said. I'm only cooking for myself, but I have to admit I'm really frustrated and upset with the whole situation. I love to cook for her, and it does feel like I'm punishing myself. She, on the other hand, seems unaffected. She's just cycling through her favorite recipes and occasionally getting takeout. I don't know what to do here. So am I the a-hole for thinking that she should be cooking for me? I think you're taking it a little too personal.
I think you're taking it a little hard. On the other hand, what is this whole thing about I don't feel comfortable cooking for other people business? What is that all about?
Well, I mean, that is kind of a weird thing to do.
Kind of.
Especially when you're making food already.
Yeah.
Why can't you just make a few extra for the person that you're sharing a apartment with, who you're in a relationship with? But on the same side, some people are just independent and they don't want to have to deal with cooking for other people. Or
no, I get it, but I mean, what is it? Is it a fear? Is it are you insecure about your cooking? What is it?
Well, maybe she was just raised in a place where you fend for yourself.
Oh boy, there's got to be a middle ground here.
Didn't you ever do that with your kids when they were younger? You'd be like, all right, you know what? It's Tuesday. It's fend for yourself night.
I don't think I ever did a fend for yourself night. I always, but
No, but people could choose different things what they wanted. If you wanted cereal for dinner, you can have cereal for dinner.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I wouldn't have had a problem with that.
Right. So maybe that was the kind of home she was raised in.
Who knows? I'm confused by the whole thing, but I don't know if anyone's being the a-hole here. I think it's a communication breakdown that needs to be resolved by both sides.
I kind of think he's being more of the a-hole here.
He's being a little oversensitive,
because
I would say. But
if cooking is his love language,
then keep cooking.
Then he wants the praise from people to say, "Hey, this was a fantastic meal you made here."
Right.
Well, I know it's my love language. I do it all the time. I think he's just looking. He's looking for praise that he's never going to get.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's another one. You ready?
Yes.
Am I the a-hole for flicking my boyfriend's testes? I'm in a truly heated argument right now with my boyfriend. I don't know who else to ask, so I've decided to go on the internet and ask strangers. So just now, me and my boyfriend are getting ready to do the deed, and he does this thing. He's done it before, but I just don't know. It just bothers me. She won't say what the thing is. Anyway, he does she does describe what it is, but he does something to her that she doesn't like.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it hurts, and he says, "You're just too sensitive." So I reach around and I slap him right in the boys.
Okay.
As a punishment.
Sure.
So am I the a-hole for doing that?
If you were aware that you're doing something that she doesn't like,
yeah,
then the a-hole is you.
I have to admit, I didn't fully read this before I pulled it up. I kind of just did what people do on Facebook when they watch my videos and only watch the headline and the first 5 seconds of it.
Do what I say, not what I do. Is that what this is?
Bax, you're gonna hold me to a standard of anything?
Well, now who's the a-hole?
Yeah. But so she's just wondering if it's okay that she does this.
Well, if the guy isn't respecting your boundaries, and you say, "Hey, I don't like when you do that," and he keeps doing it, then
self-defense.
Yeah, I got to tell you. I mean, you're being an a-hole. She says she doesn't like something. Here's an idea: don't do it.
Well, there you go.
Especially in the throes of passion, when you're in an amorous state of mind.
It sounds like he's not creating enough passion, though. It sounds like he's just being a jerk to be a jerk.
Well, I'm finding him to be a very selfish lover.
Are you sure about that?
Based upon the information I know, as you've just stated here, yes.
I say, kick him in the balls.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Problem solved.
Well, I'm glad we got through that. Limping.
You have no idea. 719 to Rock 102.
Call or text it.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 725, and Neil Young with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam has the full forecast for you.
Hey, this week it's a Thunderbird Thursday with us, Bax and Nagle. Tune in around 7:45 or when we ever damn well feel like it. To give away a wicked cool Springfield Thunderbirds prize pack. It includes 4 hats, 4 koozies, and 4 tickets to Saturday's game against Charlotte. It's a Thunderbird Thursday this Thursday on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
If you think you had a bad day yesterday with the snow, it's a good thing you weren't in Cohasset. An ambulance got stuck in the snow in Cohasset while carrying a person who was injured in a snowblower accident during the blizzard on Monday. Cohasset police officers and paramedics had to carry the patient to an ambulance that was waiting down the street amid the piling snow. Afterward, the ambulance became disabled in the snow and had to be shoveled out.
Oh, my God. And not by the guy that probably blew his hands off in the snowblower.
Yeah, it's unclear what condition the person is in as of Monday evening. Earlier on Monday, the ambulance got stuck. Another ambulance got stuck in the snow in Attleboro after dropping off a patient off at Sturdy Memorial Hospital. Sturdy was the only thing that was about the hospital, wasn't about the ambulance.
I was born in that hospital.
Were you?
I was.
How about that?
Yeah, and now look at me.
You're not as sturdy as you used to be.
Not nearly as sturdy as I want to be.
As of 7:45 p.m. last night, approximately 10,060 customers in Cohasset were without power. I don't know why they're bringing that up. I'm more concerned about the guy who... What prompts one to stick their hand inside of a moving part machine without shutting it off fully and then taking care of whatever might be lodged inside of the...
Yeah. It's the same kind of concept as the guy that's like, say, has like a wood chipper and something gets stuck, and he decides to kick a log through, and next thing you know, his foot gets stuck in the wood chipper. It's like it's the same kind of concept. You temporarily lose control of your intelligence and do something stupid like put your hand in the auger of a snowblower. That's a big mistake, by the way.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
that
right.
Is, not recommended.
It's like making toast in a bathtub. There'll be toast for you when you get out of the tub.
Wait a minute, you don't make your toast in the bathtub like everybody else does?
No, but you see, toasters should not be near a full bathtub.
That's why I use an air fryer. Dummy.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's 7:28 at Rock 102.
Here's your Western Mass News First Alert Forecast.
It's a cold and breezy start.
7:31 with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Aqua Pump, an expert on all water supply systems from the well for the pump and into the house. And if you have storm damage affecting your water, call Aqua Pump in Stafford Springs. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. First it was fire, now it's ice. The Holyoke Mall was closed on Monday due to the overnight blizzard that happened Sunday into Monday.
I'm sure there are many people disappointed that, in the storm, you couldn't go and get, say, like a Mrs. Field cookie or a Cinnabon.
Or a Shake Lovers. Did you see that one?
Yes, I did see that.
How many people are ordering milkshakes at the mall?
I don't know. I hear their milkshakes bring all the boys to the mall.
Well, which kind of boys?
Mall boys.
Mall boys? Mall officials took to Facebook saying they planned to open at 1 p.m. Monday afternoon but had to switch plans. The only stores to be opened were Target and Best Buy. Best Buy?
Yeah.
How is that essential?
Well, let's say your television breaks down. You'll get a great deal on TVs and other appliances at a Best Buy.
Can you imagine being an employee at Best Buy and having to trek to work to make minimum wage, so you probably get 4 customers throughout the whole day? Like, how many people are rushing to Best Buy? I can see the Target because of the idea that they have the grocery store in there.
Sure.
But the Best Buy, the essential Best Buy needs to be open.
Well, I mean, there are things in a Best Buy that may be completely necessary. Charging cables, maybe a printer.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Anything. Right?
Yeah. I mean...
What about USB drive?
Sometimes you need that.
What about
in the middle of a snowstorm?
What about a discount DVD rack where everything is under $5?
Again,
my favorite movie, Kate and Leopold, was in that bin.
Oh, my God.
Did you ever see Kate and Leopold, Bax?
I have aggressively not seen it.
It's because Best Buy and Target are anchor stores at the mall. They have their own exterior entrance. Well, so does the 110 Grill, and so does any number of other places, Macy's or JCPenney.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that... Are they not anchor stores? Like the Macy's is an anchor store.
The Macy's is an anchor store, but
they're not open during a giant snowstorm when it's a state of emergency.
Which is crazy because I got coupons.
I do too.
Yeah, I could be saving a bundle right now.
One of the best signs I ever saw was in the Macy's bathroom at the Holyoke Mall that said, inappropriate activities conducted in the men's room will result in dismissal from the mall. How many people are meeting at the mall, Macy's bathroom, to get their jollies?
Well, Steve, I don't go into the Macy's bathroom for jollies, but I have certainly done some disgusting things in that bathroom.
Have you?
Yeah.
Inappropriate activities?
Well, I mean, I was there for the purpose in which the room was built in the first place, but, I wouldn't be bragging about it to everybody.
And I want to define what inappropriate is, because what inappropriate is to one man is another man's treasure.
What might be right for you may not be right for some.
That's why they call it different strokes. Because there's all you could go to the bathroom or you could have sex with a guy and everything in between.
What you talking about, Steven?
Meet me in the bathroom at the Macy's. Somebody said, I want to drive through a foot of snow to buy a brand new TV.
Well, let's say you're bringing your snow shovel through the living room and you actually bump into it with the snow shovel and the TV's broken. Well, what the hell are you going to go?
I guess you're going to go to Best Buy.
I mean, you could go to Target. You can get a TV at Target, too. But, I mean, in an emergency situation, if the Target's too full, you're going to want to go to the Best Buy.
Was there some guy at home yesterday going, the power's out. Time to head to Best Buy.
Oh, my God.
200 cars towed in a single night, and that was just in Chicopee. Overnight on Monday, tow crews pulled between 150 and 200 cars off the roads, all because drivers ignored the parking ban. Now, tow crews say the number is still climbing. Vice President of Interstate Towing, Stephen Gonneville, your car's been Gonnevilled.
Gonneville.
Is saying the last 24 hours have been nonstop with the tow yard now packed. Some cars towed early in the night are buried under snow. However, Gonneville says this isn't just about getting your car back. When drivers ignore the parking ban, snowplows can't do their job and neither can non-emergency vehicles. Follow the parking ban so that the plows can get out there and do their job. Emergency vehicles have been able to get down these streets, so if people don't follow the parking bans, they won't be able to get where they need to go.
You know, I hate to say this because this happens every year. People don't pay attention to the parking bans at all. And then when their cars are towed or covered because the plows just went over them anyway, they get incensed. Like, what do you mean? Why was my car towed? Because you didn't move it, jackhole.
Gonneville says the parking ban is still in effect and won't be lifted for another 24 hours as of yesterday. So for those who think they won't get towed, he's telling us that before. Every storm we tend to get the same people sometimes because some people just don't heed warnings. They have the same excuse that I didn't know there was a parking ban.
What does it cost? I don't even, it's been so long since a car of mine's been towed. What does it cost now to get your car back?
I don't know, but it's probably over $200, I'm sure.
I was going to say. Plus, I mean, do you get fined additionally for not paying attention to a parking ban?
No, but you know what? I wish I owned a tow company. These guys are raking in the bucks.
Oh, I know.
This guy said all this while he was burning a $100 bill and lighting a cigar with it. Yep. Damn shame your car got towed. Should have heeded the warnings. Are you okay? What happened to you over there?
I'm all right. The chair collapsed a little bit.
Well, okay. That's not your fault. That's the hydraulics.
It's the hydraulics in it, yes.
Good thing we got new chairs at the new office that we'll be able to use very soon.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, he's living it up.
Drop another lump of 20s on the fire, would you please?
Ha 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 ha! Yeah, heed those warnings next time, or your car will be Gonneville, just like my last name.
Going, Gonneville.
I don't even know what this guy looks like, but I'm picturing suspenders with the pants jacked up and a bow tie, and they're just like him thumbing the suspenders while he's got the cigar in his mouth. Yeah.
So I see like a top hat, like a kind of like like Mr. Moneybags from Monopoly.
Oh yeah. Come over here. You want to park on this street? Go ahead. We'll take care of it for you. We'll put it in a parking spot. It might cost you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It's true though. I mean, every time there's a snowstorm, you hear about parking bans. But if you go around Springfield looking for people that are complying to the parking ban, there's all kinds of people that aren't paying attention to it at all.
Yeah. Ignoring parking bans can even cause your auto insurance to go up.
Well, yeah. And you know, the other part of
how?
Well, because if you are continuously violating the law and not complying, you know, that can get reported to your insurance company and jack up the premiums.
That's a civil infraction. That's not a moving violation. A moving violation was when if you ran a red light, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't use whatever, a moving violation.
Here's the biggest problem with this though, and people don't think about this. And I'm only saying this because I was talking to BJ Calvey recently, and we were talking about it. But so many streets in Springfield, because it's so hard to plow through them, because they have like a triage thing where like the biggest intersections get cleared first, and then the secondary streets and private ways eventually get to it. But the problem is when people don't pay attention to the parking bans. God forbid there's ever an emergency situation where like a fire engine or an ambulance has to go down these streets and can't.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times those streets no longer become accessible because everyone's parking on both sides of the street and they're not supposed to.
I know, but I mean, if you really think about it, this is also an opportunity for the tow companies to make a tremendous amount of money.
Oh, without doubt. But what I'm saying is they should, because people should be complying with the parking bans.
And I won't say what the name of the tow company was, but I saw yesterday on the way here a towing truck that had like a pickup truck with no towing capability on it and no plow. That was the narc truck, probably going down each street going, ha ha ha, yeah, I think we can find a couple of tows here, huh? Think the boss needs to have his electric bill paid for the month? There's 5 cars right here on Dickinson Street.
If I were going to start a tow company, you know what I would call it?
What?
Sergeant Hulka's Big Tow.
Why?
Remember the stripes?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Sergeant Hulka's Big Toe is going to be shoved right up your ass. Yeah.
What about that? I saw one that said camel towing.
Moose Knuckles Towing.
Yeah, saloon door towing.
We'll pull you out of a tight spot.
Yeah, roast beef flap tow company. Squish mitten towing here at your service. Cervix, serious, whatever I just said. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be sunny with a high of 25. Tomorrow.
I'm so glad you guys came on time.
Well, we don't do it twice in the same night.
we got other ports to store.
Snow tomorrow, a couple inches possible, high at 38. It's 20 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 7:48, and Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam, we'll have the... wait a minute. We're in a different part of the hour here. What the hell am I doing? The forecast, sunny today with a high of 25. It's 20 in downtown Springfield.
Yeah, no, we already got through that.
No, I'm just... I'm stuck in my own little world over here.
Well, what's going on with you?
Well, nothing. I just got sidetracked by a bunch of different stuff on the internet here. It's like having ADHD and getting pay attention to this.
Can I just mention something about yesterday's storm? All right. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, regardless of what you say. So yesterday we were told early that we were going to get somewhere between 8 and 12 inches, which was for the most part fairly accurate. I think we got like 8 or 9 inches, maybe a foot in Handon. But when you consider what the rest of some parts of the state got, 24 inches, 33 inches, in some cases more snowfall than the big one back in 1978. It's remarkable that we got spared. No one likes to shovel a foot of snow, no matter how heavy it is or where it is, but we lucked out.
We did. We actually got off very easy. I mean, even though it's a pain in the butt cleanup out there, it's better than we didn't have 30 inches of snow as opposed to 8 to 10 or whatever it was.
There were. I was watching the news last night, and they're showing like these bars that are open, and there was one bar. I don't even know where it was. I think it was in Rhode Island somewhere, where the snow drifting had gotten so heavy that the side of the bar of the entire building was like covered in snow. Like there were windows behind it, but you couldn't see in the window. You could see the light through the snow, but you couldn't see inside the bar. I always thought bars were a great place to hide.
In a snowstorm?
In a snowstorm. It's a great place to go if you've lost power in your house and the bar's on a generator.
I think I'd rather be at home, though. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be trapped in a place? I mean, okay, I can see the power outage thing.
Yeah.
You don't have any power at your home. Okay, a bar is probably a better alternative. But I'd rather be at home.
I'd rather not be driving home after a storm, after a night in a bar. That would, and a night like last night, trying to find an Uber from a bar. Good luck with all of that.
I just, I heard my brother's drunken friends when I went up to Syracuse a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the perfect kind of weather to drive drunk in because they can't tell whether it's the snow or it's you being erratic driving and no cop wants to pull you over during a snowstorm.
Oh, I don't know. I think when the ambulance arrives and they can smell the booze on your breath, it's a pretty good indication you may have been drinking.
But I'm just showing you the inside of a mind of a severe alcoholic who has that. They're not going to pull you over in this crap, which may be true. I mean, how many... I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago when the temperature was like -10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be realistic. If you're this is sober driving too. Realistically, is a cop really going to get out of the car in that kind of weather to issue you a speeding ticket?
Well, I mean, you'd like to say no, they wouldn't, but you know how cops are.
Well, there's
once
probably,
they get to the end of the month, they got to hit that quota. They're going to be pulling cars all over the place. They just layer.
Well, listen, I kind of assume most cops are like the Foghorn Leghorns, and then every once in a while they get a new recruit class that came from the Mass State Police Academy, like I'm gonna chicken hawk, and I'm gonna get me a chicken, And then the Foghorn Leghorn's like, calm down, boy. We ain't getting out in -8 degree weather.
Get away from me, boy. You bother me.
You get away from me, boy. And
now let me show you how this arresting stuff is done.
Yeah, he's holding his hand against his forehead while he's trying to, do his little,
right.
He's trying to be, do good. He's trying to be good. But I have to imagine. I've driven past some cops at 4:30 in the morning. Speeding and not like purposely,
right?
And nobody does anything, and I just assume they're taking a nap.
I'd rather not assume that. I'm sure that they're looking for crimes all over the place, and are on call 24 hours a day, as any good emergency first responder would.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. I think we could all be honest with this. I mean, who wants to stand out in the freezing cold giving some guy a ticket?
Well, listen, I'm not complaining about that.
No, I'm not complaining either.
Frankly, if I was on that job, I'd be sitting in that cruiser as well too. I'm not going to get out.
No, me neither.
I'm not going to get out in -9 degree weather to give you a ticket.
I didn't even like getting out of 9-degree weather to tell you we got Thunderbird tickets to give away on Thursday. I didn't like doing that.
Well,
I like giving away the Thunderbirds tickets, but I mean, I don't like having to walk around out of my car in freezing cold temperatures, fiddle with my keys to get into this building.
Yeah, I just think it's probably not happening.
Yeah. Well, but that should not mean that you should be out driving in the middle of the night. Like a jerk. There are rules in place. Don't draw attention to yourself. That's the best way to not get arrested.
That would be. But if you want to get arrested, you can do what this guy did. You ready?
I'm ready.
A disturbing 911 call led to the arrest of an Owensboro, Kentucky man over the weekend. According to the Central City Police Department, the call was placed around 7 p.m. on Saturday, February 21st, reporting that the man was allegedly, quote, having intercourse with a dead deer while they were driving down Phillips Stone Way in Muhlenberg County.
I'm sorry?
Having intercourse with a dead deer. Oh, dear.
Okay.
The caller described the man to dispatch. Officers said they found the man who matched their description upon arrival, who was identified as 32-year-old Alan Osborne. An arrest citation notes that police found Osborne with his pants around his knees, his hands and clothes covered in blood and deer fur.
Uh-huh.
Osborne was arrested and charged with crimes against animals. He was booked at the Muhlenberg County Detention Center. A more thorough search at the jail was consistent with what the caller described, but they don't say what that means.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Go!
there's got to be other options in your life than defiling the carcass of a dead antelope.
Yeah, I would imagine that, Craigslist might have something that piques your interest.
There's got to be somebody on Bumble. I mean, there's got to be something.
There's got to be a glory hole in a truck stop bathroom somewhere where you could go that have a little bit of cleaner experience.
Yeah, and listen, not for nothing, but I mean,
how much does a deer turn you on?
not much.
Yeah.
Steve, not much.
Ooh, look at that doe.
I'm fawning over that dough.
Yeah.
And it only cost me $1.
Yeah. Ooh, hey.
I got it all covered.
Yeah, well, Bambi's mom ain't the only one that got a shot to the face.
Oh, he's an anteloper. Count the anteloper. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Anyway, look at the time. It's just about 7:57 at Rock 102. A possibility of more snow. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:10 and Billy Idol with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny today with a high of 25. Tomorrow, some snow showers with a high of 38. It's 20 right now in downtown Springfield. Do you use AI for anything? I mean, other than, the unavoidable social media aspect of it or whatever.
I don't. I can't say yes. I mean, I've dabbled, but not enough to say this is helping me with anything.
I think too many people are relying on this as like, oh my God, look, I can say smart things out of my mouth without actually having to put any thought into anything. And I
can do that on my own.
I do that on my own every day. Everything I say is a misguided thought. But the reliance on it is just like, do you realize that you're not even really like realizing what you're saying? Because you're letting something else come up with your idea, even though you might have input, some things into it, and then it generates a speech for you. And I see it a lot on Facebook and Instagram when people are responding to comments, and you can clearly tell that it's AI. And one of the things that I saw, the M dash. You know what the M dash is?
No.
The M dash is it's almost like a comma in a way, but it's not. It's the dash, and it's used in like playwriting and script writing and things like that, where it's just the dash describing, an action or something like that.
Stage direction.
But AI seems to use that a lot for their things. And when somebody comments about something, I saw it a couple of weeks ago after that the Super Bowl thing, and the guy was complaining about the Bad Bunny, completely enraged about the Bad Bunny halftime show.
Sure.
And then comes up with this like opinion, and I'm reading it and I'm like, first of all, I know you're a knuckle dragging Neanderthal just like the rest of us. There is no way that you came up with that thought, because you know people. You know people who people are, and you know that there's no way that could have come out of your mouth.
Sure. Well, I think there is a reliance on it, but I also believe that we're kind of okay. Let me put it this way: AI is an inevitability. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we can all agree that it's coming. It's here. It's already doing stuff, and it's already making things change. The average person like you and me and most people who are listening to the show, we're just starting to scratch the very bottom of all of this, so we can use it for our own personal benefit. We're really in its infancy. I don't think people have an understanding of how to use it in a way that makes sense for people. I think right now we're using it as a way of being lazy and a way of just making memes, and that's where it's at now. But I think as time goes on, it'll be a more pervasive part of our lifestyle.
It's in its infancy for us.
Yeah.
But
not so much with the technology world.
Right. I mean, phone companies back in the 90s were using it to replace the operator when you would call and say, hey, say your city. I mean, it's a computer listening to your response. So the AI thing has been around for so long. It's just that we're now using it. We're allowed to use these tools because technology, there's always advanced technology around way before it hits the general public.
Yeah.
Because we do what we do.
Yeah, I know. I saw I saw a thing online where it says learn how to use AI for your own benefit.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be great if I was willing to spend $40 a month for an app that's going to teach me how to use it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, am I trying to learn something that's going to help me, or am I going to pay someone to tell me how to do it?
Well, in a private exchange with priests of the Diocese of Rome on Thursday, Pope Leo responded to 4 questions advising them on prayer, study, and priestly fraternity. The off-camera moment took place after Leo gave a public speech to the priests inviting them to rekindle the fire of their ministry. The first priest to speak was a young man who asked the Pope how the gospel can be embodied in the world of young people, according to a priest present at the February 19th meeting in Vatican's Paul VI Hall. The priest told ACI Stampa, the Italian-language sister of the EWTN News, that Leo's answer to the question was, first of all, what is needed is the witness of the priest, and then when meeting young people, they must broaden their horizons to reach as many people as possible. For this, it is necessary to rediscover the value of communion. They go on and they talk about how these priests are using AI to write their homilies. To love your community, you must know it. Therefore, a real shared effort is needed to understand it's better and thus face together all the challenges that arise. The Pope also invited us to use our brains more and not AI to prepare homilies as he now sees and hears this happening. And here the Pope made a strong recommendation regarding prayer. We must pray, remain the Lord is not reduced. But the focus of the article is on stop using AI to that was part of the whole thing about being a priest was that you take the word of God and you put it into your own examples and reflection on how that relates to what is currently happening in the world today.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that and you're letting somebody else do it, how do you keep training? You do it every day. You come in here, you write the view from the couch.
Sure.
You hand type it. You type it out. You might look at stats or whatever that you need to do.
But I'm not using AI to do it.
Right. But your brain is trained to continuously do that.
Well, here's the thing, and I think this is what separates AI from human interaction. AI has no self-awareness of itself. I mean, it's given tasks, it performs the tasks, and there you have whatever result comes out of it. The stuff that I think is most effective, if I were trying to make an argument, the stuff that I feel would be most relevant is the stuff in which I'm using maybe personal experience to make a point and to make an argument, connect with people. When I read AI-driven text or stories or whatever, I start doubting whether I'm reading something written by a human being or something written by a machine or a computer program. If you're really paying attention to it, it's either being written by somebody who's not a very good writer, who offers no personal interaction, no humanity to what they're writing, or it's coming from a computer program. But and sometimes when you're reading the two, you're like, I'm not so sure what I'm reading here now.
But if you were to, let's say you are a good writer.
Okay.
I would say you're a good writer because you write these things every single day and you do it with discipline. And, obviously you're not going to bat 1,000 every time you write one of these things, but you do it enough where it's successful most of the time.
I say my batting average is quite good.
But that's where I know you want to fluff yourself
I'd
up.
say it's
But
exceptional.
I'm being complimentary of
well,
you.
I appreciate that. Thank
Because
you.
I recognize that when you see people who can do those things and do it every day, you're training yourself to make sure that, by the time you write the 1,000th one, you've gotten pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
You've done it enough times. Now, but if you rely on a computer to do that for you every day, and you're not training your brain the way you used to, then you're not going to have that brain training to when AI is no longer available to you, you can't come up with your own thoughts.
What is frightening to me isn't so much what AI will take over. What's frightening to me is it changes how we learn stuff. So, I mean, like, for example, let's say you're writing, in my situation, I wind up writing a lot throughout the day. View from the couch, stuff from the podcast, all that stuff. I write a lot. I don't think that if I didn't put the hours into learning how to write correctly, that I'd be much of a writer at all. And there's something about the process of learning how to do it that can only be learned by experience and repetition and discipline. If you were to rely on AI to do that for you, you've learned nothing. You've advanced yourself to nowhere. You are just simply relying on AI to get by. And I think that's kind of a scary prospect. Because ultimately, AI is still going to require some sort of human interaction to feed it information so it can do its job.
Yeah.
And in order to do that properly, that human being has to know enough on how to do it, how to take that information and interpret it. And again, I think it changes the way we learn, much like social media changed the way we interact with each other.
Right.
It's not all good.
No.
In fact,
It's more bad than it is
it's probably
good.
more bad than it is good.
You know what, though? I have to admit, I did hear you using AI this morning. Because at the end of your view from the couch, you usually say, hey, that's enough of my yapping.
Yeah.
But I heard you distinctly say, would you like me to come up with a 6-point plan on how the Basketball Hall of Fame can redo their methods? Maybe you should start a GoFundMe account.
You're right.
Yeah.
You caught me.
I could hear the M dashes you were using.
It's Bax GPT.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you
it is.
go.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
what
go.
it is.
There you go.
It's just about 8:22 at Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:28, and Don Henley with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Now Liam has the full forecast for you coming up.
I just wanted to mention that it is a Shop Tuesday here at Rock 102 this morning at 9. If you go to rock102.com, you can save 30% off to the Galaxy Restaurant in East Hampton using fresh ingredients with their own twist. That starts at 9 o'clock at the Shop 30 store at rock102.com. Don't miss out.
Do not miss out.
You're not going to want to miss out on that.
What else is going on? I don't know. We got stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on, and maybe a little bit later on this hour we could talk more about this Hall of Fame fiasco because I think it's a pretty big and disturbing story, and so we'll get to more details about that a little bit later on.
I'm glad you said that, Bax. We'll get into that in news coming up next.
On Rock 102.
Here's your Western Mass News.
Participants are also invited to a free spaghetti dinner the night before at the Basketball Hall of Fame, featuring special guest Steve Nagle. Every stride makes a difference. Learn more and register today at springfieldrescuemission.org. Inspiring hope, promoting healing.
8:32 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Aquapump, an expert in all water supply systems from the well to the pump and into the house. Here's local radio icon and special guest Steve Nagle.
Yes, spaghetti dinner special guest.
Nice.
Hey, I'm always up for a good spaghetti dinner.
Who isn't?
Especially for a good organization like the Rescue Mission, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, who doesn't want spaghetti? Who doesn't want to come enjoy a bite on a meatball with Steve Nagle?
Hey, you're the biggest meatball I know.
That's right. Yeah. 200 cars. That's how many were towed in one single night, and that's just in Chicopee. Overnight on Monday, tow crews pulled between 150 and 200 cars off the roads, all because drivers ignored the parking ban. Now, tow crews say that number is still climbing. while they rip through their wads of hundreds of dollar bills as they collect all the fees. Vice President of Interstate Towing Stephen Gonneville is saying the last 24 hours have been nonstop. With the tow yard now packed, some cars towed early in the night are buried under snow. However, Gonneville says this isn't just about getting your car back. When drivers ignore the parking ban, snow plows can't do their job, and neither can emergency vehicles. I was told the man didn't sound like the voice I was using last hour.
No? Who told you that?
Somebody on the Facebooks. That's not how he sounds.
Well,
so I'll change it up. You ready?
Okay.
Following the parking ban so that plows can get out there and do their job. Emergency vehicles have to be able to get down these streets, so if people don't follow the parking bans, they won't be able to get to where they need to go.
You know, I know quite a few people in the towing industry.
You don't think that sounds like a tow guy?
I don't know anybody in the towing industry that sounds like that.
You know, every storm we tend to get the same people because some people just don't heed the warnings. They have that same excuse that I didn't know that there was a parking ban.
Again, Steve, I have known people in the industry. I lived next to one, an owner of a company who was kind of big into the towing thing, and they are a much burlier, rugged crew than that.
You know, you think so?
Yeah, no, I know so. I in fact, I could. I know 100%. That's not how they sound.
If you do have to be out on the roads and see those emergency lights, Massachusetts law requires you to slow down and move over. It's part of the law.
Well, I agree that the law-abiding part of that industry is the most important part. That's not how they sound.
You know what? I'm just trying to...
You're mixing it up. I get it. Yeah, you're mixing it up. Trying to make it interesting for the listener. I totally agree. It's that is what it is.
It's theater of the mind, Bax. Theater of the mind. If you're not getting into it with me, then you're not experiencing the story.
Well, yeah, you're right. I guess I'm missing the boat on that one.
The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame secretly flirted last year with moving the showcase hoop hall tournaments, which generate $11 to $12 million in spending, from Springfield to Boston.
Now, flirting, are you talking about like they dropped their handkerchief on the ground and Boston picked it up? Oh, look at it! I dropped my purse on the ground. Would Boston pick it up and we can play basketball in their backyard?
Bags, I've known some of these basketball people. They don't sound anything like that.
That's not true.
Sure?
John Wooden, great John Wooden, coach of UCLA, sounded like that.
All right.
In his teenage years.
Well, anyway, nothing became of this, but the discussions initiated by John L. DeLeva, where L stands for Leaving Las Vegas, baby. President and CEO of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame are being assailed as inappropriate given the possible loss to Springfield. The Hall of Fame and Springfield College now have an agreement through 2028 with a 3-year option for the use of Blake Arena on campus for the events. Communications between DeLeva and former Mass Convention Center Authority Executive Director Marcel Vernon were made public by the Contrarian Boston blog. The blog reported that DeLeva requested secrecy about the idea of relocating the events, not wanting word of a possible hoop hall tournament move to get back to Springfield.
Yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Drive him crazy.
Don't tell anybody about the place that I live and work in, that we want to move everything out of there. For his part, DeLeva said he was compelled to seek new options due to what he sees as an insufficient number of hotel rooms and available gyms for the events.
There are, 134 hotels in the greater Springfield area, many of them offering multiple rooms at decent rates.
Plus, there's like 6 Planet Fitnesses around. Can we not use one of those facilities? What about any of those? You make an agreement with a local gym who's got the facilities to do that. Like, isn't there a Best Fitness or?
There's that. I don't know if they can necessarily fit like a full size basketball court, but you know what could?
What about goat yoga?
You could do that too, but you know what could fit a full size basketball court?
What?
The now abandoned Plan B burger bar space could probably put a whole basketball court in there and seats.
Yeah, well, what about Palazzo?
They've been gone for a long time.
Is it called Palazzo?
Pazzo.
What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of Enrico Palazzo. Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. Well, what about the subway? The subway generates enough customers to block everybody out from being in that parking lot.
I don't know. I've never seen anybody in that radio station working.
Didn't you ever hear of the Hilton Garden Inn calling the police going, hey, there's all these cars parked at the subway here. We don't have any parking for our guests.
The line for the Lavazza coffee is around the block.
DeLeva and Vernon met, DeLeva said on Monday, at BYU UConn men's basketball game at the TD Garden in Boston on November 15th, sponsored by the Hall as part of its tip-off classic. Zio Marto de Labato. Domo arigato, Ziamara de Labato, the Western Massachusetts representative on the Convention Center Authority Board and Vice President and Chief of Staff at Western Mass Economic Development Council, said Monday the board was not told of the meeting between DeLeva and Vernon. Word of the meeting got back to Springfield with predictable results. I'm extremely upset and disappointed that anybody would be conducting secret talks to move any Basketball Hall of Fame events out of our city, the birthplace of basketball, said Mayor Dom in an emailed response to questions from the Republican Monday. I can assure you I will do everything within my power to ensure that all of these events remain in Springfield. He's going to be communicating with the officials of the Hall of Fame to express his disappointment and concern. State Representative Mike Finn from West Springfield shared the blog report on his Facebook account over the weekend. I was in shock, Finn said in a phone interview. It's just deflating. Oh, that's kind of deflating like a basketball.
No, it's deflating like this is a remarkably upsetting development.
DeLeva, speaking Monday, said people upset at the thought of losing the Hoop Hall events need to help address the two deficiencies that could have sent them back to Boston. A lack of hotel rooms and gyms for the basketball games, which are held each January on MLK Junior weekend.
Steve, I believe they're pronounced gyms.
Oh, no, it was Homer Simpson who said, gyme? What's a gyme? And then he walks into the building and he goes, oh, a gyme. The Junior Hoop Hall Classic for 5th through 8th graders draws about 80 teams. The Hoop Hall Invitational High School tournament is now up to 75 teams. I understand that if you have an issue, doing the secret talk so nobody finds out about it is a hell of a lot worse than saying, hey, by the way, we can't accommodate these things because we don't have enough basketball courts. Does anybody have any ideas on how we can do this? Mm-hmm. Is there any sponsors out there that can help us maybe get a facility or expand to more facilities throughout the area?
I'm going to give you a number because I just looked this up about how much BS this whole thing is. They are saying, the Hall of Fame says that they feel like they need 500 hotel rooms. Mm-hmm. Is that what the number was in the
Something
story?
Like that,
okay. Yeah. You know how many hotel rooms there are in the downtown proximity of Springfield?
12.
1,100 rooms in Springfield. 900 rooms around the Mass Mutual Center. And if you wanted to go beyond Springfield and go to the greater Springfield area, you know how many hotel rooms are available? 6,400 rooms. Now, they may not all be the presidential suite of the Hilton Garden Inn, but there are 6,400 rooms of available hotel space in the greater Springfield area. The only part of this story that makes any sense is that they may be short on basketball space, like gym floor space. Gyme space. I could maybe believe that. But you have Central High School, which I believe has a gym in it. I believe SciTech has got it. Putnam's got it. I believe there are other high schools that have it. There are several colleges that have athletic facilities, not just Springfield College, but others as well. AIC, I believe, has basketball facilities. And yet, they decide to have a secret meeting rather than have this be a public discussion about where else could we play basketball during this event, which, by the way, is a great event and would be a shame to see it go to Boston and have them take that $12 million out of the city of Springfield at the same time. So the whole argument about it is BS. And my problem with it is it's like one more factor in believing that the Hall of Fame just simply isn't committed to the city of Springfield. Because if they were, all the enshrinement celebrations and events would be here in Springfield. They wouldn't have thrown one of the largest charitable events out of their parking lot. They would have done all kinds of things that they haven't done. This is a bunch of chicanery, a bunch of skullduggery, and other big words I can barely spell.
You know, the amount of money being thrown around inside a non-profit organization. It is a 501c, or what is this, 501c3, right? Is that what they?
I believe that was one of the droids in Star Wars.
No, that's C3PO, but you're close.
Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, because it sounds like a robot came up with these ideas.
Well, it's certainly not humans making these decisions.
I really do think that these nonprofit organizations that are, I mean, you're talking, D'Aliva makes like $750,000 a year. There's a tier of people under him that make over $200,000. And it's like, where do you justify how much somebody makes? And you're getting tax breaks because you are a nonprofit organization.
Well, nonprofit doesn't mean people don't get paid and people don't get salaries. But to be fair here, John D'Aliva works for a board of governors for the Hall of Fame. So he is the president and CEO. But there's a tier that's above him, and I don't always believe that this is John D'Aliva working by himself. I don't think he's doing this stuff in a vacuum. I think a lot of these things are being put upon him by this board of things that they would like to see. They're the ones that want to see more profit. I mean, John D'Aliva's been there for 20 years or so, at least 20 years in that position. He has earned the right to make a good living. I have no problem about that. The issue I have is the lack of transparency that goes on between the board of the Hall of Fame and the city of Springfield.
Kind of where I'm going with that. You're fine. You've earned your stripes. You're doing the work. You're getting the money.
Yeah.
But here you are trying to get it out of the city that won't benefit anybody around here. The very city that is the birthplace of the sport that you are, and you only have a contract till 2028 with Springfield College. Why would you not make that a longer extended contract?
I don't know. Why would you have a contract with Mohegan Sun? Why was there 25 years ago a discussion about moving the entire facility to Orlando, Florida? When you put all these things together, when you add them up, you see there's a lack of commitment to the city of Springfield. I don't want to see the Hall of Fame leave, but for God's sakes, be a citizen.
But it all comes down to money. There is
fine. That's fine. Every business and organization is all about money. I get that. The issue here isn't necessarily about money. It's about being in partnership with your hometown. So if there are issues that make it difficult for you to operate in the way you like, maybe there's ways of coordinating an effort together rather than meeting in silence and in backroom meetings to try to get stuff done. How about being a partner with the city you're in rather than working against it to trying to move as far away from it as possible?
Somebody on the Route 10 Tire listener line says, sounds like the Toe guys are working for the Basketball Hall of Fame too. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be sunny with a high of 25. It is 20 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
He's a husband.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 8:54, and the Foo Fighters with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be sunny today with a high of 25. It is 20 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 is bringing you a live performance from rock and roll's greatest artists every Saturday night at 9 o'clock this week. Live in concert presented by Randall's is giving you Aerosmith along with performances from AC/DC, Lita Ford, and Alice in Chains. I don't believe that Lita Ford will talk about calling me an a-hole live on the radio.
Well, she went to a party last Saturday night, but she didn't get laid, but she got in a fight. It ain't no big thing.
It's kind of a big thing.
It's not really that big of a thing.
I asked her to go bowling, and she said no, and then called me an a-hole for doing it. I even offered to pay for the shoes.
Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I thought it was a very generous offer, and I was willing to pay for not only her shoes, but also the bowling shoes of her drunk husband, former member of WASP, Chris Holmes. And yet, I'm the one who's the a-hole. Apparently, it was me that night. Anyway, listen Saturday night, 9 o'clock, live in concert from Randall's Farm and Greenhouse in Ludlow and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
We got some time to kill, right?
Sure.
Can I just promote a couple of different things that I'm going to be doing here? Well, first of all, you got the $20 dinner and a comedy show on Thursday night at the Shortstop, right?
Okay.
And then what is it? This week I'll be out in Central Mass doing a fundraiser.
Central Mass.
Central Massachusetts.
Wow, you're really getting around.
Hey, I try to. That is, let me see. Let me just tell you where that is. That is going to be at the barn at Blackston National in Sutton, Mass. All the way out in Sutton.
You know what?
Thanks for Sutton.
Sutton's one of the funniest towns in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's Together for Connor is a fundraiser. It's like an anti-bullying show. Or the mission is the anti-bullying thing.
So no insult comics, right?
Well, I mean, it depends on how we handle it. But that's this Friday at 7 p.m. Saturday, I'll be in my town at Stanton Hall in Huntington, doing a fundraiser for the Gateway Little League. It's bingo night, and I'll be emceeing bingo.
Bingo, the Steve Nagle, the boss of the Bulls.
Now it says on the flyer, adult bingo. That does not mean that it is dirty bingo. That's a completely different thing.
Not strip bingo.
We're not giving away like Athena's gifts or any of those.
Right.
The mistresses.
Like Adam and Eve stuff.
It's not Mistress Steve Nagle showing up and giving away sex toys.
Bingo. Did I win the Benoit balls?
Where did you get those Benoit balls from? Huh? And then March 6th, over at the Springfield Elks Club, I'll be doing a fundraiser comedy show for the along with Brian Plum for the East Longmeadow Scholarship Foundation.
Oh, nice!
And that's gonna be a big to do. Tickets are only $25, and you can get them through EL Scholarship. I gotta get the right thing here, Bax. Because I keep screwing it up. I'm sorry, I don't have this information ready.
Well, you'll have that information available tomorrow or online. How about that?
Yeah. How about now? You can get tickets at elscholarshipfoundation@gmail.com. That is March 6th. Show starts at 7:30. It's at the Elks Club on Tiffany Street in Springfield. And again, tickets are only $25, and you got Brian Plum will be there.
Well, there you go. That'll be a great show.
It's going to be a good time.
There you go, Steve. Look at you, all busy and stuff.
I just needed a place to get us up to 857.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
At Rock 102.